This is our kingdom, it's our castle. We'll bring a million to the battle. This is our throne, this is our home. 'Cause we are way on the skies. 'Cause this is why we do it. This is what we live for. We on top. We number one. Hands to the sky.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Your Big Music Moment. I'm your host, Krish Sharma. We come at you every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here with great live music. We've got a killer show for you tonight with all good things. But first, a shout out to Musicians on Call, our partner who bring the healing power of music to those in need. You can reach out and support them at musiciansoncall.org. And a huge thanks to the team at music.tumblr.com. We're really overjoyed to add this platform to our family and very grateful for the support we received from the Tumblr community. We look forward to sharing many great big music moments together. And now let's get on to some music with a new school band with old school LA rock roots, All Good Things.
What's up? We're All Good Things. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Big Music for having us. This first song is called Kingdom. It's the first song off our new album coming this August. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Hope you enjoy.
This is our kingdom. Shoulder to shoulder, the sons and the daughters. This is our castle. Our bones are the bricks and our blood is the mortar. This is our watch your step and pay your respect as you're crossing the border. This is our battle. Just realize you're the lamb to the slaughter. This is our towers above, the people we love and falling around us. Slowly we choke on all of the smoke that's rising to drown us. It's hotter than hell, we've emptied the well, we're melting together. But we will survive, solidify, we'll never surrender. All hail to the kings and queens in a city of broken dreams. We're the last of the royalty, so bow down and get on your knees. This is our kingdom, it's our castle. We'll bring a million to the battle. This is our throne, this is our home. This is our kingdom, and remember, till our last breath, we'll defend her. This is our throne, this is our home. Welcome to the kingdom, lights blinding our eyes, we're fueling the fire. The known and the nameless, the homeless, the famous, all trying to get higher. And if every wall will crumble and fall, came from the pressure, we'll build up again. We're here till the end. We could do this forever. All hail to the kings and queens in a city of broken dreams. We're the last of the royalty, so bow down and get on your knees. This is our kingdom, it's our castle. We'll bring a million to the battle. This is our throne, this is our home. This is our kingdom, and remember, till our last breath, we'll defend her. This is our throne.
my God, that was awesome. Kingdom by All Good Things. We're sitting here with Andrew, Liz, Dan, Miles, and Tim. Thanks for participating in this first Your Big Music Moment. That is our post-pandemic live recording session. So we're really excited to be here with you guys.
Thanks for having us.
I've known you guys for a long time, and I'm really excited to talk about what you guys have done, what you guys have built together as a band, and all the amazing art that's come before and the amazing art that's going to come now. So first off, that was a great track. I was really rocking out in the control room there, that you guys could see.
Nice.
The origin story of this band does start out with you guys, Andrew and Liz. And, we've worked together on many projects. And is it safe to say that maybe not the origin of this from the very beginning, but I have a flash of you guys playing in a mining town in the outback of Australia on a stage and telling me a story. And I think, is that where this band actually really did start, way back when?
We were in rock bands and we were touring all around Australia before we came here. And we loved rock. We always played rock. And, we kind of had a dream to be in a band at that stage. But straight out of school, we came to the States and we got into production and songwriting. And that kind of took off, and we kind of put the playing live music on the back burner for quite a while. And then it wasn't until we started writing songs with Dan and, playing more, getting back to the rock roots and everything, that one night over a couple of beers, Dan and I were like, let's get Andrew on stage. So we did a cover show, right?
Yeah.
And the cover show was like at a school fair, whatever. We're like, if we can get Andrew on stage, then we can trick him into doing this music as a real band. So that's what we did. And
So this band is based on subterfuge and lies,
it is
basically.
based on subterfuge and lies, tricking the main person who would organise everything into doing it. And it totally worked, didn't it?
Yeah, I think we started by doing like some AC/DC covers and just kind of playing around. We didn't play any All Good Things songs, but it was just, it was just trying to see if we've never played on stage together. We've been in the studio for so many hours, and it was like, oh, let's see if we can do it on stage and, in front of a crowd. And I think that was when we all caught the bug, and we all kind of kept going back to the band and realizing, oh, do we got to do this as like a, full-time thing and really push it? And yeah, we haven't really stopped since. It's been a blast.
That's amazing. It seems like the genesis of this, and we've spent a lot of time in the studio together ourselves. It seems like the genesis of this does come from your experience here. What are some of the names that filtered through your work as producers and writers before this?
So we, we'd been playing in pubs, playing covers and everything back in Australia, and writing songs, but really just for ourselves and everything. And then we met this producer manager guy who said, come over to America. And so fresh out of school, we just jumped on the boat and came over. He paired us up with this team called The Matrix. And the first album that we worked on was Avril Lavigne's Let Go album, which was insane because, we rolled off the plane, and 2 days later we're in the studio engineering the drums for Complicated, right? And so 6 months later, this massive album comes out, and we're like, man, that was super easy, All we have to do is work with an artist to finish the album, and then it becomes a massive smash hit. And
nothing too multi-platinum sales.
Nothing. It was super easy. And then, even with you and with The Matrix, we got to work on all sorts of crazy artists. We were just talking about Nick Lachey, Ricky Martin, Enrique Iglesias, Britney Spears, Jason Mraz, all sorts of crazy artists.
Vanessa Hudgens?
Vanessa Hudgens,
So
Cheetah Girls, crazy.
So you guys have brought this production and songwriting and knowledge into what is now a live band, and it's kind of interesting because it's the opposite direction that everyone else seems to go. And with Kingdom that we just heard, amazing track, I love it, and the lyrics really kind of make me think about family and or community. Is that what drew you guys back into live music and a band? Was was, you know, instead of being part of the overall music machine in Los Angeles, to make your own family within that?
Kingdom, I guess we want to talk about what it was written about. It was really just a song about LA, about Los Angeles, and everyone moving here with, like, you know, a dream and a passion and a desire to make it, you know, and going through the struggle we all do. So, and also it was kind of fueled by us going to a lot of soccer games and going to LAFC games, and just kind of the camaraderie and the 3252 and seeing all the people come together. And you know, this week was the first day back where they had full capacity again, so it kind of feels like the old times where everyone is together and hugging and jumping around. So that, you know, that song was just written about community, written about the city.
Interesting. It's fun. That might be the first, you know, community song written about Los Angeles, you know, because everyone usually complains about it being such a diaspora. But so that's interesting that you came here and you guys, you know, found that community of creatives, and then that further kind of coalesced into this particular band.
Yeah, I really just wanted to work with these guys because, like you said, they're great producers. They worked with a ton of awesome people, and Tim had been drumming on some stuff. And, you know, Tim wasn't our original drummer, but he drummed on a bunch of early All Good Things stuff because we, you know, I wasn't even the original singer. We had a bunch of singers. It was just a fun studio project, and, you know, it was nothing more than us coming over here and bashing out songs in the studio and having fun. And, yeah, you know, we never expected it to turn into this, but we're stoked.
Now it's a fun studio project with a Billboard Top 10 and an upcoming major tour. So,
yeah, man, exactly.
Nice work.
We're stoked.
Well, we're going to keep talking, and I want to talk about creative process, and I want to talk about all kinds of the amazing things you guys have been able to achieve, and the cinematic sound that's just really otherworldly and really upping your game in the live. But I think it's time to hear some more music. But it's so exciting to see what you guys have been able to accomplish. And so can't wait to hear this next song. And here we go. All Good Things.
Searching for a better life. They will take us far from home, far from all the things we know. Used to feel my body shake. I won't ever break another bone. We ran out of luck, I know. Now we're indestructible. There's nothing more you can do. So run if you want to, 'cause we are machines. Before we were made from steel, we will take the field again, an army of 1,000 men. It's time to rise up, we're breaking through. Now that we've been improved, everything has been restored. I'm ready for the art of war. There's nothing more you can do. So you can run if you want to, 'cause we are machines.
it's got such a cinematic sound. That's one of the things that strikes me about your band, and you know, I know that there's an in-depth answer to this, but there's a cinematic sound, a produced sound, mixed with, you know, kind of a rawness, and which is really amazing. How did that aesthetic come about with you guys? How did you kind of arrive at this kind of future past?
I think it was such a different process to what we had before, because when we were writing pop songs, etc., we would generally sit down with an acoustic guitar, say, come up with the melody, come up with the chorus, the lyric. We have done that, but with most of this stuff, we really started with a texture first.
Interesting. That's kind of like Eastern music. You play the tambour, and then they evolve it on top of that.
It's so easy to write dramatic stuff over that because it just has such a vibe, right?
Yeah, but what's, you know, we're always in music where there's this battle between the intentional, the written, the completely choreographed, which is great, and you can make it sound, you know, amazing and very produced, but then how do you keep the spark? And so it seems like you guys really paid attention to keeping that spark within all of this, you know, within all the production that you use.
Yeah, and I think finding that spark too is a lot of times just us sitting in the back couch, just kind of like, I mean, we spent hours on end in the studio kind of working on ideas, and you know, it might just be an earworm that jumps out like a keyboard part or like a, you know, percussive thing or a loop or whatever it is. But a lot of times we'll just be working on lyrics the whole time, and then we'll hear Andrew playing around on the keyboard or whatever, and something jumps out, and we're like, dude, we're like, lay that down, record it before you forget it. There's so many songs that start that way with, like you said, a texture.
And speaking of lyrics, how do the lyrics fit into the process? And are there any kind of overall themes that you guys try and shoot at, or that would keep raising their head?
Well, as Andrew said, we started out writing, the three of us, just for licensing and television. So it was like sports games, superhero movies, you know, supernatural kind of TV shows and stuff. So lyrically, we were trying to come up with concepts that kind of covered a lot of ideas, but could connect with a visual. So, you know, a lot of the time we'd have a TV on in the corner of our studio, and we just put like either sports games or like you know, a horror movie or a superhero movie or whatever, and try and kind of get it inspired. And you know, it started out, we kind of went through trying to exhaust every single one of those epic superhero-y kind of concepts, and we pretty quickly exhausted all of those themes and words and everything, but we started kind of thinking about the deeper meaning of what those things, and started kind of getting into this underlying theme that kept popping up all the time in all the songs we're writing, of like the rise of the underdog, and like the not expected winner to suddenly win, or the person who's so far down that you don't think they're going to get back up again, that they're the ones that get up again. And it's funny because that kind of came, I think we all three of us naturally wrote like that. That's kind of our personalities. But once we started making the music and we started getting feedback from fans, they were really gravitating towards that, because, you know, nobody's a superhero. Nobody's the winning quarterback or whatever. It's like we're all just like average, normal people just trying to get by in life, and to have a song that it is a victory song for you when you're just an average Joe, that's what people gravitated towards. They wanted to have something that helped them get up in the morning, or something that helped them get through something bad in their lives, and yeah, so that underlying theme just kept coming up and up, and so we just went with it, and that's what felt the most honest to us, and yeah. So.
Well, I mean, that's very powerful, and the, you know, music is you know, either the last bastion, the first bastion, but for a lot of us, it gets us through those times. So I think that you hit upon a core theme, and it is with all the superhero stuff that we see, which is amazing. But you know, and I know the themes of superhero movies that we're all superheroes inside, no matter what. But people don't always feel like that, and they've got to get up every day and do it anyway. And I think, you know, giving them such a cinematic score and lyrics to do that too.
Totally. And frankly,
really
I mean,
important.
that was one of the reasons why we all decided to shift to like trying to do this live, like going from just a bunch of friends just goofing around in the studio to to like, wow, maybe we should try playing this music out live and seeing what happens. And you know, we did like a couple of gigs together, and yeah, there was just such a magical connection. And then all these comments pouring in from people. People would share these crazy stories about like, you know, challenges that they'd overcome or something, or listening to our music and helping them, inspire them to just get on with it and survive and whatever. And then that's when it turned from like, oh yeah, we're just making music and it's all fun, to like, wow, we're actually helping people. Like, I don't mean it to sound arrogant. Like, it's not,
Well,
you know.
if people have reached out and said you helped them, then it's not arrogant, it's a fact.
Yeah, but it was just, we were frankly humbled. We were just so humbled that like people were listening to our music to like get through, and like, and we kind of connected with them in that we're just average Joes too. We're just average Joes making music and having fun that we like, and you know, something magical comes out of it. So yeah.
Well, let's go and let's hear a couple more tracks. Can't wait for some more for the live portion of the show. So here we go. Here's 2 more tracks from All Good Things.
Face to face, eye to eye, under lights, nowhere to hide. Mask of steel, silent words, waiting till the coin is turned. Many down, one more left. Armor up, the sights are set. Turn the key, light it up. One more war to take the cup. Waiting for the whistle, the pistol. Waiting for the sign on the line, like a target, like a missile. Waiting for the glow, for the big show. Waiting out the wire, like a fire. Now I'm waiting to the news. Fight like you'll never die. Fight to stay alive. Fight to raise the crowd. Fight to take stress and lots of happiness. Not gonna blast you on the radio. Not gonna lie to your family, no. I won't hate you in the magazine. I won't compromise my sanity. I won't diss you on the internet. I'm fucking better than that. I'm better than that. I'm a survivor. After all of the darkness and sadness, still comes happiness. If I'm surrounded by positive things, I'll get prosperity. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I will survive. I'm a survivor.
Some amazing rock music. That was fantastic. It really kind of scratches an itch to hear a big sound again. You're here because the internet basically kind of said yes. And, you know, how did that work? And, you know, you guys just came up in the most modern way to become the most old school thing, which is a rock band.
We wanted to be on stage, but it never expected this project to kind of hit the road. But, you know, we didn't even want to take a photo shoot. Really, we found like stock imagery of like some gas mask photos that was our first, you know, photos we put online. And, you know, that alone.
We'll call them avatars.
Yeah,
so there you
yeah,
go.
exactly.
So now we're back.
You know, but we were in this kind of moment where we didn't want to show our faces and we didn't want to really be a masked band. We just never expected to be a band. So there was always this kind of, you know, mystery behind the band. And I think a lot of these people that were hearing the songs online were kind of like gravitating to that mystery and taking it and running with it. And they were uploading like animated music videos with, like, you know, anime music videos, game music videos with, you know, crazy footage of their favorite movies or video games they're playing. Or there's like Nightcore where they take our music and upload it like 25% faster speed. So it's like the Chipmunks rocking out, you know, it's just weird things. And all these videos had, you know, millions and millions of views. And, you know, one day Liz and I were just, you know, I think we were together just on a laptop. We're like, dude, let's see how many views we have on Spotify. And, you know, Fight, which you just heard, and Get Up were we call them the twins, like two of our earliest successful songs have always been kind of tied with plays. And, you know, they took off on YouTube and Spotify had a few million. And really, it just kind of, we looked at what these fans of ours were uploading and the imagery they liked and the themes and the concepts, and it really, you know, inspired a lot of cool post-apocalyptic kind of theme stuff. And we've kind of, with this new album, found really killer artists to kind of like take a lot of these concepts and bring them to life and kind of build this city that we've done, which no one's seen the artwork for the cover, but we've got a lot of really cool artwork with pretty much every song on the album that'll eventually come out. And I think a lot of our fans that originally were into that, you know, gas mask, post-apocalyptic kind of craziness will really enjoy what we have coming up.
This was a real two-way conversation between you guys and the fans.
Yeah, it's definitely a two-way thing, and it's kind of remained that way too. We've got a Discord community that we've always kind of really been tight with, and you know, like Liz said, going back to all the messages we've got, just people saying like, hey, keep going and keep writing music, and like we want to see you live, and you know, your music's helped me get through these, you know, crazy struggles and these stories we've heard of, like, you know, people almost committing suicide, just crazy. You know, one story is enough to be like, well, dude, we got to keep going, you know. So it's just kind of been the fuel that's kind of pushed the band and made us, you know, write this upcoming record that we worked really hard on. And yeah, really the whole new record is just a giant collection of motivational rock music that's going to hopefully, you know, it really should have come out a year ago to help people through 2020, but, you know, hopefully it'll still be as impactful.
It's going to help people, you know, wake up into this kind of this new, you know, a little bit more free era, free from, you know, all the COVID restrictions. So you released the music, or at least you were okay with people taking it and using it, and you weren't as much concerned about rights as people enjoying it initially. Is that how that
I mean,
worked?
it started more like we had no intention of even releasing the original All Good Things songs as an album or anything, and we threw them up on Spotify just because, you know, people seem to, you know, it started popping up on YouTube. And
I just want to say, I didn't even know that we had a band name when I started recording this stuff. So.
It's all good things.
Yeah.
It's got a cool logo.
Yeah. Well, we didn't like, and we had to come up with a band name because people were kind of reaching out to us and asking us who is the band and everything. So, the music kind of got out. People would see it on TV, on movies or whatever. And they started like putting it, like making these AMVs and GMVs, like anime music videos and gaming music videos. And that's how we found out that people were using our stuff. And, it wasn't like we were like, oh, we don't want people to make music videos because we're a band and we want to make money from, we're protecting our rights. We didn't have any of that because we weren't really a band. So we were just watching all of these thousands of kids make their own creative content using our music, being creative, making montages from all these games and even sending us art or taking photos of themselves in like crazy apocalyptic like get-ups and everything. So they were creating like content which was kind of was propelling our music forward. I mean, there was a Jenny Nee 20. She's got a YouTube channel and she, her branding is like epic rock, and she just collects a bunch of epic rock from all over the place, and just posts on her YouTube channel with some kind of anime picture or epic kind of apocalyptic picture, whatever. And she's just really hit an audience, and it blew up. And a lot of our music is that's where it blew up on this particular channel. Just people sourcing out the epic rock, the music that they're seeing in these TV shows and everything, and going, where can I find this? And, we weren't releasing it as an album. We weren't a band. So, yeah.
And going back to your original question about how the actual music got out there, we were more into licensing. So we placed the songs into part of a licensing catalog, which allows people to use it. The process is a lot easier, a lot cheaper. And basically anybody, if they have an internet, if they've got a YouTube channel, they can pay a lower fee to use it, exploit it, if they TV shows, whatever it may be. And we found that the advantage of that is people find great stuff. Often when things are tied to a traditional record label publishing company, there's a lot of hoops you need to jump through to actually use a piece of music. Whereas we saw that was, we'd see little things out there, and the market would react and kids would want to use it in their videos. And we were like, wow, we need to get this stuff out there, and that'll help us build the our own market, and that's the whole reverse engineering. We kind of started in film and television. That's where a lot of artists want to get their music. Yeah. But we threw it out there, and it worked, And
I think talking about hoops we had to jump through with, starting in film and TV, we weren't a band, so it was hard for people to find the band and realize it was the band. And these videos were uploaded by, Jenny Nee 20 or AMVs and GMVs, and they didn't really say it was all good things. It was just, I think there's a lot of people out there that think Jenny Nee probably wrote, Get Up and Fight and For the Glory and stuff. So, even when they're watching the videos, a lot of people don't make the connection like, hey, this is a real band. So that was another thing we had to really kind of figure out how to connect the dots. And luckily with our label Better Noise, they've been great at marketing and really connecting dots for us, and and trying to turn us into a real band with fireworks and everything.
Yeah, well, it's we're definitely open up now. Well, I mean, so that brings us to the point of, so you guys are signed now, and congratulations, and you have a top 5 Billboard hit on mainstream rock. Is that the chart? So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And then you guys are going on tour. So just lay out kind of 30 seconds what's coming up for you guys that we can pay attention to. When's the next release?
30 seconds. Here we go. All right.
35.
Our album on Better Noise Records is finally coming out in late August, which we've been waiting forever for. We're hitting the road with POD, From Ashes to New, and Sleep Signals. On our first day is going to be in Denver on August 15th, at the Gothic Theater, and we'll be on the road for about 7 weeks. Back for like 3, and then a whole nother tour we haven't announced yet. But a bunch of festivals. We're playing Aftershock and Rocklahoma and Rockville and Blue Ridge, and just a bunch of really cool stuff coming up. So we're after all the years of canceled shows and canceled plans, we're finally excited to hit the road and get out there and play these songs live. The new album, we can't wait to share all this new music. It's been a really long wait for us.
Well, I mean, I, for one, can't wait to see you guys in multiple locations, and I'm sure a lot of big music fans are going to be really eager to catch you at those shows too. And it's so exciting. But let's now check out kind of one of your first videos that you guys made during the pandemic. Tell us about that and what that was like.
Yeah, we had to shoot For the Glory with our friends in Hollywood Undead, Johnny Three Tears and Charlie Scene. We had to shoot it in the pandemic, so we were basically forced to do a green screen video after a few different treatments and ideas for what it could be. But yeah, man, it ended up being a lot of fun. It's not our newest song. It's actually been out for a few years now, but the label wanted to, it's our monster song.
Isn't that's the curse? Is like, you're on stage and everyone wants to hear your song that for you is not the latest piece of creative.
Yeah, For the Glory is going to be on every album we ever put out, or, here, like ever. So just we'll have like a remix on every album.
Well, here we go. One more time, For the Glory.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We are all good things. Thanks again to Big Music. This is our last song. It's called For the Glory. Better back down. You're in my domain. Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout. It's a hurricane. It's over. Before you know it, now you're shaking. We're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty. Now we're breaking down the enemy. Move on from the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine. We live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory. Yeah, we've waited for our time to come, calculated everything we've done, we've upgraded. Now you can't outrun a champion. Now you're facing what? Can you hear them? Yeah, it's all for us. You believe them? Yeah, it's serious. Hear the siren. We're victorious. I'm telling you. Can I get a hell yeah? Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. It's all for them. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We
killer. That was For the Glory. Amazing. That's I love that track and I love that video, and that's something you guys did in the pandemic. So double kudos for pulling that off.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was our first video in front of a green screen like that, so it was a lot of fun. It was
All good things, ladies and gentlemen. I can guarantee you're going to be hearing a lot from and about this band. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for having us. Thanks to Big Music, and thank you guys for watching the live stream. We really appreciate it. Hopefully see you on the road, on tour in a town near you.